Hey guys, Fierce Spartans here. In today's video, we're going to be playing Karenton, but we're going to be talking about new weapons that may or may not be potentially added into the game. They are in the game files, but some of them just don't see the light of day for some reason, whether they just decide that they don't want to add the gun, or if they decide that it's just not worth their time, or whatever they decide, really. So some of these guns you will see, some of them will just completely be scrapped in replacement for another gun. But there is a update that has been announced for next week, and those dudes were AFK and one of them killed me. There is an update planned for next week, and they might include these weapons. So I just want you guys to be prepared for that. So let's get right into the weapons. The first one is the Gewehr 43 classic German semi-auto assault rifle. We saw this in World at War. It's a very classic, iconic World War II style weapon, especially for Germans, and I couldn't get the jump shot. The Type 5 is a Japanese assault rifle. The Volkssturm Gewehr was added late in World War II, later stages of the German basically lifespan in World War II, so it's another assault rifle. Moving on to SMGs, we had the Beretta 38, an Italian SMG, and then we have the Sten classic British SMG that many people probably will recognize. Probably not as iconic as the Gewehr, but especially in Call of Duty standards, but still nonetheless pretty popular gun. The Beretta 30, an Italian LMG. Never really heard of that one before. But the next one, the M1919, that is the Browning, if you remember that from Call of Duty World at War, the M1919 Browning. So that is returning. I'm really excited because that's probably the one LMG that a lot of people remember from Call of Duty, especially playing like Nazi zombies on Notchdare and Toten with, your friends. On split screen or whatever, you would all just go upstairs, camp with the Browning and the MG and the ray guns, and you just try to survive as long as possible. The next gun, German LMG, the MG81, the MG42, I believe. I'm pretty sure in this game is a really good assault rifle, or not assault rifle, LMG. It's probably the best LMG in the game. Very underrated gun in general. Moving on, we had the Arisaka, I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's a Japanese rifle. We saw this in World at War as well. It was pretty weak in World at War, so I'm kind of hoping it's kind of buffed a little bit. So and also really want to use the iron sights though for it. That would be really nice. Moving on, we had the Winchester 94 lever action, another rifle here. It'll be interesting to see how good this one is. It sounds like a pretty interesting weapon compared to these other ones for sure. The Enfield number 2, that's a revolver. We had the Walther P38, probably one of the more common pistols at the time. So we have that, and then we have another revolver, the Reich revolver. I think that was actually made in like World War I era, so that's pretty cool that we're gonna have that weapon in the game. And then we have 3 melee weapons: the ice pick, the combat knife, and the trench knife. Now, these are 16 weapons in total, and I'm pretty sure most of these have been completed for a while now, but they're just now putting them in the game because they were scrapped from the base game so that they could be used for microtransactions, because we got legit 9 maps for non-season pass holders in the full game, and we got 6 assault rifles, guys, for the full game. And I'm putting full game in quotes because it did not launch as a full game. Most of the games can be locked behind supply drops and DLC packs and whatnot. So get these guns. We don't know yet, but we do have some kind of hint where you might be able to find them, and that is in a weapon supply drop. We'll see if they do like the triple play events like they do in Black Ops 3. I kind of hope they do, but I also don't want them to have like a super rare ability to get these weapons and it just be luck based like in Black Ops 3. So we'll see what they end up doing. There's also a legendary and epic drop, so that's basically just more. Those drops are probably just going to be slightly better than the rare supply drops that we already have in the game. it'll probably just guarantee you a rare or exotic item. Maybe might be included in like a triple play. I think that'd be really smart of them to do. We'll see if they do it though. But that's going to be potentially in this upcoming patch. There's going to be a ton of patches here. I know it's just the beginning of the game, so there's of course going to be a bunch of patches, but there are going to be a lot of big patches here. One's going to include these weapons. One's going to continue to improve the game, and one's going to include the winter seasonal event that is coming up here. So the patch that I've been talking about that is upcoming is map exploit fixes. So that is the point to hawk map fix. I know I can't really think of any others. Actually, war, when you're defending, you can run back to the last objectives and you can just kind of build points the whole game. So I think they were going to, hopefully they will prevent people from going back and just completely not playing at all. So UI improvements, so hopefully the user interface is just completely improved. It's probably not going to be, but we can hope, guys, because it's kind of trash right now at the moment. Probably the worst in any Call of Duty ever at this point. Fixes to issues with parties. I definitely had this when the servers were really messed up. I definitely had some issues connecting with my parties. We have connectivity optimizations. That's really good. We do have headquarters now back online, working properly, so that's good. And the gun I'm using right now, the bar, is supposed to be nerfed quite a bit. They're going to increase the recoil. So I think after this, the SDG will probably be the best gun. So once they implement this patch, I would not be surprised if the SDG is the best gun in the game. They're going to reduce the flinch reduction in the basic training primed perk. That's really good, especially on snipers. It's kind of ridiculous how much you don't flinch in general with the snipers when you use primed. I put like 2 shots into these snipers and then I get just quick scoped insanely. It's just an insane amount of times that's happened in this game. I know every once in a while that's going to happen, but in this game it's kind of unreal how much it happens. So really glad they're kind of addressing that. I hope they really address it for the snipers though. So moving on, the snake exploit. If you play competitive Call of Duty, you've definitely know what this is. People are snaking around basically. It's basically like this tool to like dodge bullets that players use. Definitely good players, they'll like just duck and weave and stuff, and you can like snake around and stuff. I tried to do it there. It wasn't probably the best, but you guys probably have a general idea of what that does. And then fixed an important bug with the smoke grenade. No idea what that is. I thought the smoke grenade was kind of fine, but I mean, I only used it on war mode, but seems fine. I mean, maybe you guys know what they're going to be fixing there. And then they said and more. So there's definitely a lot of things that need to be fixed. With this, I just feel like the SDG and the FG42 are now going to be the best guns in the game after this patch. And the submachine guns are still going to be kind of weak. So we'll see if that is actually how it ends up being. But I still think they need to buff the submachine guns. I love running around with submachine guns, guys. You guys have no idea how much submachine guns means to the pace of Call of Duty. If people can just use ARs and just kill people at range the whole game, they aren't going to move out of their spawn. But if you have submachine guns that are pretty dominant, it kind of influences people like me to run around a little bit more. I'm already going to run around anyways, even if the submachine guns are trash, but it kind of forces other people to move around a little bit more too. So let me guys know what you guys think of the updates coming. COD points are now in the game as well, if you guys didn't already know that. And this map is coming to the winter season playlist. Winter Carenton. It's going to be available to everyone if you didn't see my other video on it. As you saw there in that death, there's going to be a lot of people camping in windows. It's not the best designed map. It's not your standard 3-lane map. There's a bunch of different angles to look at people. Every building has like 3 or 4 different windows, and it's kind of ridiculous. I really wish they would have done like St. Mary Dumont and like titled the map Santa Mary Dumont or something for the winter playlist. But we get Winter Carenton. I think that's because they're going to open up Carenton available to everyone after this winter season is over. That's just my kind of theory on what they're planning on doing. So let me guys know what you guys think of the weapons and the potential patch updates that are going to be occurring, what you guys think still needs to be fixed. I know some of you guys are having much more connectivity issues than I am. I definitely had some when they took off the dedicated servers, but after that I've been pretty good on connection and matchmaking. So let me guys know what you guys think. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.